Anxiety awakes and gets the best of me. We're losing more than time. Do you agree? The gun is in my hands now, and I can't pull the trigger. I aim and then I fall down to my knees. The bullet's in my hand now, and I can't load the chamber. Is this what you'll remember of me? Remember carefully. Made up my mind despite what you have said to me. We're wasting all of our time. Why can't you see? So locate and stand straight and take aim. Let's gun is in my hands now, and I can't pull the trigger. I aim and then I fall down to my knees. The bullet's in my hand now, and I can't load the chamber. Is this what you'll remember of me? Remember carefully. The gun is in my hands now, and I can't pull the trigger. I aim and then I fall down to my knees. The bullet's in my hand now, and I can't load the chamber. Is this what you'll remember of me? The gun is in my Is this what you'll remember of me? The gun is in my Is this what you'll remember of me? Remember carefully.
Are you on the server, Dan?
We're back live here at Daytona. Welcome back to FSP Racing Friday Night Cup Series from Daytona. I'm Shawn here in the booth with Milt Mitchell Jr. And, you know, it's cold outside, but it's always 73.
And clear.
And clear. Yes, no snow, no sub-zero temperatures.
31 cars going at it tonight at Daytona BR, sweet. This is going to be excitement, intensity, tenseness. Get some.
Absolutely, and my microphone works better in front of my mouth.
Wow,
These
look
are
at
the,
that.
Yeah, these are the kind of rookie mistakes you make sometimes. Anyway, let's get into the qualifying here before I screw anything else up. I got Ken Hansen on the pole in the 9 car. A nice run there for Ken, and Dan Irvine puts a 27 outside pole, row 2. Milty, you're echoing a little bit.
Gotcha.
Ed Fowler there, 3rd place in row 2 with his teammate Ed Finley. Diamond Dave Simons in P5 in the 02 car. Bob Dixon, 43, Daytona. In petty colors. I think I'm going to take that as my dark horse pick for the night. He's shown some super speedway prowess. He won that interleague shootout. So yeah, I'm going with the 43. You can't bet against the 43 at Daytona. Bill Farmer in the 06, Rick Bisconner in the 109. Isaac Johnson coming back from college here to run with us on a Friday night at Daytona. It's a 72 car in 9th position. T.G. Reese in the 53. Mark DeRocket DeSenza in the 3 car. Points leader right there. And defending 2-time champion. Will Farmer in the 2 car in P12. Ryan Johnson, our series admin, in the 59 car. 55, Evan Castle. 124, Rick Castle. No relation, different spelling. Slim Jim Gately in the 16 car. Jeff Hale in the 29. 83 of Steve Weber. The Bandit, Francis Dittman in the 19th position in the 00. Brad Otto puts the Marine Machine in the 20th spot. Jeff Tower Habik. I'm good at right one of these years, Jeff. I'm sorry. In the 101. Michael Olson, 94 in the 22nd position there. David Cook in the 42. John the Dog Palmer. Chet Barkin. And Harry Codian returning to Friday night here in the 13 car. Takes a provisional in 27th spot. 48 car of Greg Combs in 28th spot provisionally. Once you, if you don't take Milty out there. And I have to actually scroll it. Let's see. Oh, and then Den Francisconi will bring up the rear there. Oh no, I'm sorry, I missed Billy Yarborough, Sam Young, Pops Margson after another eye surgery starting tonight. And then Den Francisconi and Monty Lindbergh will bring up the rear there. Den, running with those hand controls, is gonna be back at it tonight. This is one of the tracks he can run on. He's excited to get a start. Let's see if he can make it through the whole race, and we'll definitely keep an eye on the 16 car. Checking in on the chat, we got Ken Sauska checking in from Florida. Barrett McKay, Brad Otto. Yeah, you're supposed to be driving, man. What are you doing driving and texting? Mama Gately, Doris is in the house. She's got the cake ready to go. But I'm telling you, Mark can't have any if he wins this time. So how you guys doing? Dan, you coming to us from Mexico. It's a lot warmer there than we got here.
Only 30 degrees today. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's Celsius, people. Remember, he's Canadian.
Wow, how exciting. Here we go. Just getting their final practice pit stops. Brad is definitely talented. He's multi-talented for sure. This is a race, these guys are really pumped because it's not easy, but it's different. Being there and running in the draft, it's going to equalize the cars, and little bobbles here and there. You're going to stay in the draft, which results in the fact that guys you didn't think of could win, and they're definitely wanting to upset this train of these last 3 winners here. Ken Hansen and Mark and Slim Jim Gately, so they're going to try to drone them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. People like to poo-poo super speedway racing. And like, oh, it takes no skill, it's all luck. Well, there's a reason you see the same guys up front all the time.
Oh, it's a skill.
Yeah, there's
trust
definitely
me.
a skill. Definitely, it's a different skill set. Yes, there's a lot that's beyond your control.
Drivers, to your car.
But no, there's a reason why good super speedway drivers tend to rise to the top. And speaking of which, Dan and Milt, I already went on the limb. I took the 43. Who you guys got tonight?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this way too after qualifying.
Qualifying is done, so
Oh, okay.
we're getting ready to race right now.
Sorry, man. A little bit behind here.
Well, I'll tell you what. Take a look here. That young fella going to college there at 72, also go-kart racer. I'm going to go with the 72 Pro Cup champion, former Pro Cup champion Isaac Johnson.
I believe that's a multiple Pro Cup champion, in fact.
Multiple. Been a little freezing on my end of the broadcast. I don't know if that's me or...
I'm sorry, what was that, Milty?
A little freezing on the broadcast.
My pick, yeah, I didn't hit live, so I apologize for that. I was behind.
No problem.
And my number 9, Ken Hansen, I think he's got it in him tonight.
Alrighty, so Milty and Dan have put their broadcaster jinx in.
Who do you got, Shawn?
I'm going with the 43. It's Daytona. It's the Petty 43. Petty
Bob
Blue.
Dixon.
Going with Bob Dixon.
Boy,
He's a winner.
all these
Wait, is he out
guys-
there tonight?
Yes, he is.
Okay, how did I miss it? Oh, yeah. Okay, I was looking for him on there. Yeah, I knew I'd mentioned him in the rundown. There he is. I lost him on my screen for a second.
This is Daytona. What you want to do is get to that first pit stop, execute, come out with friends, and then the real race begins. These are pro racers. At some point, probably going to be the big one. But you definitely don't want it at the start. You want to leave good spacing, just get going, get in line, run some laps. But the thing is, as a driver, all you can see is that deck lid in front of you and some guy right on your tail. And of all the sim racing I've done, this is, including like starting like 24 Hours Le Mans, this is still the most anxiety-giving kind of racing to me. Just the whole time you have an anxiety attack because you're just so close to each other. And here we go. Green, green, green. Broadcast is looking good now from my end. So
I think Restream may have been having a little bit of a hiccup there. It took a while for the chat to connect and stuff. Alright, looks like we're off to a clean start so far.
takes you a lap just to get going and get up to full speed.
Yes, we're going to look at a pit window of about 18 to 20 laps, if you really stretch it. Yeah,
2 tire stop.
Yeah, 2 tire stops all night long. And this is the Daytona BR version, so the Highline can work.
Oh boy, the 43 up there. McKay's asking for a boogity, boogity, boogity. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Oh, you know what I forgot to set up?
Miltism.
The Milty counter.
Ding. Getting in line there. Side drafting. You really, with the full, you can't, I don't care how much you practice, you're practicing with 5, 10 guys. But then you got 30, that draft changes the way the car handles. All through practice, the thing is felt like you got it down. You got your steering ratio down, fixed setup. So everybody's got the same setup. The only thing you can adjust is that steering ratio. But then all of a sudden in this draft, the car starts to act different. Even though it's a simulation, it's a great simulation that really does simulate. Like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden you really gets your attention, right? These guys' eyes are wide open right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very intense, very mental form of racing. And like I said, not a lesser skill set, not a greater one, just a different one
Absolutely.
than running at a short track or a road course or even an intermediate track.
That's the best way I've heard it described ever. Whoa,
Yeah.
boy, 43 again.
Well, me and the guy,
Oh.
me and our other partner here in the booth tonight have had a fair share of success on these type of tracks.
Yeah, Dano and I, we kind of remind each other of each other when we race. And like when we ran the King of the Hill, we were good at the same kind of tracks. And definitely, I mean, you just get that niche, Qualifying is a whole different animal, too. It's instead of being aggressive and pushing the limit, everybody's got their foot down qualifying. And here now with this draft, you're lifting. Yeah, you get that draft at the end of the straightaway, and you have to back off. But just a little twitch in the wheel is hundredths of a second,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I believe, Dan, don't you have a Winston Cup win both at Daytona and Talladega?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm still bitter about the Talladega one. I might forgive you one of these days.
I was waiting for you to say that. Beat you by .007.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I try to block an anticipated move to the outside. My own teammate hangs me out at Talladega.
0.07. How apple.
I know. Wasn't it?
Here, we gotta
I
catch
had
up on the Miltisms now that the counter is working.
You had won so many races.
There we go. Yeah, I know. I won 7 races that season. I was getting greedy wanting the A.
All I wanted was one.
Nah, I like the tease, but yeah, Dan Jones, my buddy here, my teammate, best wingman in the business, hell of a super speedway racer. Miss you on the track. You got to get your butt back from Mexico ASAP, man.
A hell of a road racer too.
Yeah, you can drive anything.
I tell you, I can hardly wait to get back. I sure miss it. I wish I'd set up here. I refuse to do laptop, but some people do, and they do really well with it.
Well, Camera 2.
Yeah,
Camera 2 is my
same.
laptop, and it runs the game just fine.
I did back in the day, racing for a Trans Am championship, take my antique computer, which was one of those, Windows 98, and put it in my work truck and working in San Francisco, and took it up to my motel room in a wheelbarrow in the elevator and plugged it in. Back then, that motel actually had a hard line. It sucked, but all I had to do was start the race for 2 weeks in a row, and I would have the championship. Now, you talk about obsession.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sitting in the motel chair, running a few laps and going, okay, but that's what I did. People looking at me in the elevator like, the elevator music going like, okay, this guy's got a wheelbarrow. Because the old computer screens were like, 17 inches?
Oh yeah, the old CRT monitors.
And it took 2 men and a boy to carry that thing.
Meanwhile, everybody is still pretty much where they started, but we're on board. But speaking of great super speedway racers, one of the best in the business, Jeff Hale in that 29 car. 3-time Super Speedway Series champion, still the leader in wins in our Super Speedway Series on Tuesday night, even though he's taken several complete seasons off. That's a guy who knows how to get to the front, and I can't believe none of you guys took him tonight.
Well, there's so many talent. This whole field is stacked, man.
Well, absolutely. That's one of the great things about Daytona. Well, one of the great things about Daytona is that anyone can win. I mean, yes, what I said about the cream rising to the top is true, and the guys that know how to get around super speedways tend to have repeated success. But yeah,
you know, one
it's
of
a
those
great
guys
equalizer.
was Dog Palmer. Sent about hour and a half before the race, sent me a video of on my phone of Deep Purple Highway Star. He said, I'm getting in the mood here. I'm with a little Highway Star. So he was pumped up already an hour and a half before the race there.
Meanwhile, Bob Bustle, checking in from the YouTube chat, is rooting for Rick Castle in that Crown Royal car. So there we go. And he's up there in the high line, about fifth in line up there.
Well, here's the deal. The guys up front, you're hoping they're using a little more fuel than the guys back, lifting a little more.
Oh, we got a car. Oh,
we got a
no.
wreck.
The broadcaster
That's Bob
jinx.
Dixon. Oh, a big wreck. Evan Castle hard into the wall.
And the 124, Rick Castle.
Oh no.
The 101 of Jeff Havoc.
They're
Severely
still piling
damaged.
Oh no, Farmer's in
Slow
it.
down, guys. Slow down.
Castle.
108, 109 of Rick Bisconner. Heavily rear damage.
What happened here, Shawn?
Like somebody was high. On the 60th, Dan
think it started.
Francesconi gets through.
I think it started with my pick. The 43 car here. So let's take a look here.
He's definitely pushed in the rear.
You see, they get into turn one, and 72. He just came a little bit up off the bottom, and it was on from there.
Yeah, that was
Big
Isaac
wreck
Johnson. Will Farmer. Bob Dixon, Bisconner, Jeff Barkin. Sam Young missed that. Got slowed down there. Harry Cody. Bunch of beat up cars there. Rick Castle was also caught up in that mess.
First round of pits.
A little bit of rear damage on the Crown Royal car.
We'll go on board that Crown Royal machine and see what his view of the wreck was.
Dude, I'm telling you, you don't have much time to react when the big one hits, and it looks like that could have been the big one right there as leaders go down pit road.
Yeah, see, he didn't
Can't see.
He didn't have a thing he could do there. He was on the high side, the wreck was right in front of him. He missed a couple of spinning cars, but then a car on the bottom just got into the side, and that was it. He was along for the ride.
Anybody retire?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody hit hard enough to have to retire there. But Bob Dixon's car. I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry I put the broadcaster jinx on you. I really was pulling for you, but the 43 machine does not look good right now.
Oh, yeah. Rick even had the awareness to start to move down. He saw it coming. He was up in the 3-lane up there and saw it coming, tried to move down slowly, but then all hell broke loose. Crew still working on the 124 of Rick Castle. Definitely definitely going to be looser, but still, you know, he's working on a season here and trying to get some points. So guys are going to keep battling. That'll definitely hurt him in the long run. Will Farmer, young fellas, definitely still got damage on that car.
Yeah, he was along for a wild ride there.
I don't know if he's going into pits again, but now he's back in the pits, or maybe the first time. The Wine Punch Oldsmobile there. Wow, that deck lid is way up there. They might rip that off there. It's 109 of Rick Bisconner in heavy damage, really pushed up on the bottom of the rear. Hey, when that happens. Jeff Havoc out there, noticeable damage on that car.
Yeah, I'll take a look at what the 2 car went through in that wreck. So he was right in the middle of it, and he just got bounced around like a pinball.
Harry Kodian in the 13. The car doesn't look too bad. I have to take a look here and see.
Yeah, Harry just barely got hit at the end of the wreck. You see the 109 hooked his rear. But I think, yeah, that 2 car hit everything but the lottery right there.
After bad luck last week, running in the top 3, Bill Yarborough looks like he dodged a bullet there, and his car looks unscathed.
101's bent in the back, so is 2 Will Farmer.
2's bent everywhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to keep up.
55 Evan Castle, still some damage after they worked on the car. We're going to have to get this all sorted out. Check that Barkin looks like... No, he's still running here.
Hey, Bill Yarborough coming off a great run last night in the Truck Series. He gave it all he had to try and get around Sam Young at Iowa, but Sam held on.
He's always in the top 5. He reminds me of Dan, Mr. Bond here. He's just got skills in all kinds of, in any kind of racing, and always runs in the top 5. Getting wins in this league is another thing, but yeah, he's always right there, you know.
Talking earlier about how many people have notes and changing things, and yeah, this is learning.
Yeah, we were talking about the great Rick Johnson with his whole notebook of stuff. Of course, you know, he's that kind of guy.
That's what makes a winning driver, right? Shawn knows the times, he knows the drafts, he knows everything that needs to win.
Yeah,
I remember once I got held up a little bit on a pit stop, and I came up on the tail of our pack because I had to get around a car, and I told Dan just to drag his brake until he was a certain distance, but not, you know, in the time-wise in the F2, back from the car in front of him, and all of a sudden my car sucked up to his, and we held on to the draft. He's like, "How'd you do that?" I'm like, I've been doing this a while. And I know when the draft is going to be lost and what it takes to hold on to it. And there's a few, you can watch the tenths of a second on the meter there.
Yeah, it sure helps having that teammate out there when you need it too.
Exactly.
Especially in these kind of races.
Exactly. So yeah, someone can pick up someone else, especially if you're in between the 2 cars. You can just put a little gap there and it'll accordion back together. Yeah, otherwise your teammate might get hung out to dry.
Looks like Brad Otto escaped damage. David Cook in the 42. Steve Weber, their cars still look good.
Pace cars
Michael
off.
Olson, longtime buddy there, Michael. Good to see you on the track tonight. 94, 60th, trying to get in it, and we're going green again here.
We're re-racked and going back at it now. No more 2x2 throughout the field, so we're single file this time. We'll see if
Yeah,
everybody
like,
just falls in line or if people start trying to make some moves again.
Like Dan was saying, this is when you really want to know where's my teammate. Slim Jim
Yeah,
Gately.
but if you don't,
Whoops, sorry. Go ahead.
you go ahead.
Slim Jim Gately.
It's funny if you don't have that, mate.
Oh, you too.
You go ahead this time for sure. Well,
Well, you know, if we were like in the same room instead of like in
Absolutely.
different countries, then we would know when it was time to talk.
Absolutely, that's the wonders of internet delay. As we got a high line forming up there with the Slim Jim Gately and Jeff Hale being spearheaded by the 05 of Ed Fowler there.
Okay, I'll go first, and then Dan. My point was Slim Jim Gately and the 29 of Jeff Hale know each other very well. They've won tons of races back in the super speedway. Jeff Hale multiple championships. They're glued together. Doris is definitely watching her son, and he's got a fighting partner that he needs right behind him. I'd be pretty stoked where he's at.
It's also worth noting there that those four, the 59, the 23, and the 29, are teammates this season. And in front of them is the 59 son of Isaac Johnson. So those are 5 cars you know are going to be working together.
Well, you know, the 72 probably didn't get damaged being on the bottom there, but as a driver, I would, of course, we don't make these calls, but as a driver, I would be thinking to myself, I've got one ink here, 2 incidents, and you have to park it here at FSB. Those are the rules, so and
Absolutely.
he knows that.
And if I were him, let's just say I'd count that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I thought they might just line up and go for the next pit stop, but we definitely have gone back to 2 lanes, going at it for position here. You got the 05, Ed Fowler and his teammate Ed Finley behind him, plus all of those checkered flag guys with Isaac Johnson thrown in the mix. And they're trying to get around the 9 car working together here with the 42 of David Cook and 68 of Chet Barkin up there. 68 carrying the petty blue colors forward after my pick got pretty thoroughly thrashed in that wreck. In fact, that car, let's get back here to the 68. That particular STP paint scheme has quite a history here, as that is the 1984 200th win scheme. How do I know? I painted it.
how many cars do you paint in a year there, Shawn?
Not as many as you'd think. I work kind of slow. I haven't made as many in the last couple seasons either. Like right now in the field, there's only, I think, 2 that I did out here right now. And now that Will Farmer is retired.
Just out of the in-care center, we have Will Farmer up here in the booth. What's up, Will?
What's up, guys?
Well, too
just
bad
wanna-
about your luck.
By the way,
Yeah,
Milty,
definitely.
ding, you get dinged for in-care center again.
In-car, in-care.
Infield care center.
I'm going to have to, you know what? Let me find a, well, I don't have a pen right here. I got to write that down.
Barrett McKay asking who's got the DW paint scheme. That's the 94 of Michael Olson. Yeah, that Western Auto scheme is one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, Will, tough break there, man. You were just innocent bystander along for the ride, and looked like you hit just about everything out there in that wreck.
Yeah, I didn't even get to watch the wreck. They didn't have it up there in the infield care center. But, you know, I don't really know what happened. I mean, we were in that outside line, and it was starting to fade as the leaders jumped down to that bottom line, rightfully so. And so when you're in that outside line, you kind of just got to hold your line and hope for the best. And I think some guys were hoping to jump down there, but there just wasn't any room. And, you know, that's what happens. When there isn't any room, there's somebody there, and people at doors hit doors, and then doors hit walls, and then you're just
There you
along for the
go.
ride.
That is pretty much pretty apt description over there. What happened was one of the cars on the bottom line didn't quite get down going into turn 1, and they came up into the 43, and it was just on from there. Yeah,
I see.
you were entirely too close to miss that. There wasn't a thing in the world you could have done to stay out of that wreck, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think so. It just sucks it would have happened this early, but you know, it that's racing for you. So
Yeah,
we'll be
we've all
back
been
next week.
there.
Gets
Nature
a
of
bit
the
crowded
beast.
on that bottom line. When everybody wants to look for the pits.
Yeah, we got cars pushing up again off the bottom. Got to watch that. Don't want to repeat.
How about that number 80 car there, Shawn?
That has that got Snooki on it again?
That, not only does that have Snooki on it, that is the camo number 80, used for the Demolition Derby by Ed Finley. I don't know if you see on the back there, but it says, "Come at me, bro." Right on the bumper. So I'm sure that what number is that there behind him? Is that the 27?
72.
Oh, 72. Of,
Yeah, Sammy
Isaac
painted
Johnson.
that one, and he puts the numbers on upside down because he's a short track guy.
Right, well, that 72 of Isaac Johnson is seeing that "come at me, bro" in his windshield right now, and I bet he's trying to get at him.
The 16 of Dan Francisconi is pitted. Obviously, we know his story. These races are long and hard and paralyzed.
Oh!
Down.
Turn 3,
and
head
another
flicker
wreck.
around upon many others slamming into the wall. That 98 is involved. Who else is that in there?
Somebody doing a pirouette there.
Looks like we got Ryan Johnson, the 59,
Michael
the number
Olsen,
80.
he might blow chunks there. I don't know.
David Cook in the 42 involved. Sam Young.
Whoa, they're still running by each other there at the line. Race back at the line.
43 involved
risk.
again. T.G. Reese in the 53, right? 53?
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that was bigger than the last one.
Another big one on lap 24 of Daytona.
Yeah, well,
Well,
here
we
we go.
already
What
had
happened?
That pack, that was the damaged pack, was already falling back. Now we're gonna have another damaged pack. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was 80 and the 72 there going to turn 3. 80 goes in hot. And looks like 72 looked low, and well, gonna reserve judgment from there, but it was on once again. And a lot of cars take some hard hits.
Yeah, that's the thing about this track. You get out of line a little bit, and everybody wants that spot right in front of you. So if you open up that line, somebody's probably going to take it. And here we go. We got guys coming down to pit road. And let's see. It looks like somebody who stayed out there. Is that Francis Dittman getting that point?
Francis Dittman going for the Dave Marcus points. But you're too young to remember Dave Marcus, probably.
He was a stud.
Yeah, he was an old school racer.
Karen Hansen, just loving this right now. Ken Hansen up in first place right now.
And there's a race coming off of pit road.
And Ken Hansen that Coors Ford is on fire this season. I'm telling you, I've been saying for like 2, 3, 4 years, he's going to get back to that form that we know he has. And he's won championships in other leagues. And this season could be his shot. I mean, we're just seeing the real Ken Hansen stand up here. And
yeah, Karen's asking about the 3 car of Mark DeCenza. Well, you see, he is still sitting in his stall. Very long stop for him.
How about that 05? I think he picked up that 05 there picked up, I believe, 3 spots coming out of pit road, if I'm not mistaken. So good on him.
Yep, there he is with his teammate and your dad, Bill Farmer.
Looks like the 27 also picked up a spot.
Well, our goal was tonight was to talk about every driver that's in this race.
There you go.
And we're working on it. Dan Irvine, we haven't said nothing about him. Led early part of the race. Now he's still in the top 3, or let's see if it recycles. That 27 car is looking pretty hot tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of where you want to be right now, in the top 5, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, you're hoping if you're in that front row there that all of the wrecks happen behind you. And that's a pretty good spot to be at right now, especially 25 laps into this race.
Another stud up there looking to get him a win is Dave Simons in the O2 car.
Yeah, would you look at that?
Yeah, great qualifying all through the last 2 seasons. Wants to get that result tonight on Friday night.
I believe the 72 has retired. Probably wise. Don't want him risk running afoul of the 2-incident rule there.
He's a young guy, not quite as young as Will, but pretty close. And another just exemplary, young man,
exemplary.
Exemplary. Have another beer. Okay.
Milt, did you just offer yourself a beer?
Oh, absolutely. It's in the fridge. What am I supposed to do?
All right, I'll give him one for offering himself a beer too.
But in this world today, when you see young people, and you see them behave and have maturity, racing with a bunch of old guys and all getting it on here, and keeps your faith in America. Still a lot of good young people out there.
For a game like this. What's up, Shawn?
I was gonna say, just don't start singing Lee Greenwood or anything now, okay?
Okay.
For a game
Greg
like this.
Bubba Combs there in the 48, up, moving towards the front there.
Combs' Raptor, Razor's
I get them
Bubba.
mixed up, man.
That Jeff Hale in the 29 car up there. He's that 7th place kind of sounds far back, but in reality, when you start going too wide, you are right up there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If anybody knows the way to the front, it's Jeff Hale. I mean,
that's true.
He's the Pied Piper. I swear, every time he pulls out, everybody goes with him.
So does the guy right behind him, the 59 of Ryan Johnson. He knows how to get to the front as well.
And that's his teammate.
So I'm sure we'll get some action there when we go green. And are we going green this time?
The lights are out on the pace car, so we should be green next time by.
Awesome.
Once you get a smaller pack like this, then the 2-wide racing starts to come into effect, because then you got guys deciding which lane do I want to go with? Do I want to go with teammates? Do I want to go? And then you try to stack that. If you're going to make that move, you got to stack that outside line.
Well, you guys want to talk about every driver. Here's John Palmer in the 108 behind Ryan Johnson. And again, 9th place. If you don't have damage on your race car, you are right up there in that front pack, as long as everything goes smoothly coming to this restart.
Well, he's won the Daytona 300, and he's hoping it gets run again. Is that going to happen?
I think we're planning it, yeah. Daytona, Indy, and then something else, another retro track to run the Air 88 cars on to go for the Triple Crown.
And if I'm not mistaken, he also won the Black Friday 300, did he not?
He did indeed. He won the Black Friday 300.
So
it's
there
in
you
his
go.
wheelhouse, baby.
He's got these super speedway tracks, and hopefully he could pull something out as we go green here at Daytona.
Monty Lindbergh, we haven't seen in the 24 running tonight. The Possum guys love them speedways, baby.
They sure do. And it's not a party without possums, so it's good to see those guys out here tonight. And we're
Too
back to
bad
green.
Bubba Razor isn't out here. His son is definitely running our pre-race music for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, the intro music you guys hear when you're waiting for us to go live, that's Bubba Razor's son Alex. I'm sorry, grandson Alex Razor's band Alborn.
See, you make mistakes too, you know.
Oh yeah, I do.
Ed Finley still running strong there. He's in a car from parked in the yard there. He's rolling.
Dude, he's from Long Island, not Boston.
But he still talks like that.
Oh,
Oh
Christ.
boy.
But us California,
Look
us
up here.
California guys don't realize we have an accent too, you know.
Looks like Fowler and Farmer are going to the high side there with the who's that beyond the O2 trying to
Yeah,
get
Dave
something?
Diamond Simon's trying to figure out where he wants to be.
Ed Finley, Oliver Pops Markson, he said, I can't see tonight. We're like, what do you mean you can't see? Well, I've had eye surgery on both my eyes in the last 2 weeks, and I'm still racing. We're like, you know, we can't look at each other because we're thousands of miles away, but we're all thinking, I hope he can see enough to race. But look at him, man. They going at it there.
Yeah, he's in that second pack that's developed here.
And we got those two outsiders falling to the back of the pack here. I might be a little partisan towards them, but there they go. They drop back in line. And it seems like just about everybody is in line here in this front pack anyway.
There's still no benefit to trying to get fancy right now. It's just staying with that lead pack. There's so much race left to go. There's no sense in doing anything crazy. It's just because you're still looking at the next pit stop.
That's
with
exactly
50 laps to
right.
go.
Executing and getting out in front. That's what it's all about in speedway racing.
Absolutely.
However,
50 laps to go. That means there's going to be 2 stops, no matter how you cut it.
yeah, there is. And however, if you're in the back of this front pack here, you might be thinking about trying to make a move to get up front. Obviously, you know, closer to the lead you get, the better. But yeah.
I'm sorry. Ed Finley disintegrated and reintegrated on the internet here. I think he was gone, according to the chat. And now he's exiting pit road. He's going to go a lap down. 1 minute he was battling there for the top 15, and he gone.
And not a good night for the 80 car.
That's
Hard wreck
that's
and a
sim racing.
disconnection.
Hate when I disconnect. Ding!
No, everybody hates it when they disconnect. You don't get one for that. No.
Okay, you're absolutely right. My apologies. Second pack here. Steve Weber leading it.
Though I will say
David Cook.
sometimes when you're just out there running around in a beat up car, sometimes a disconnect is an act of mercy.
David Cook in 12th is by himself, so he's running 179 on the straightaway. That pack behind him is running 189. They're going to catch him up and get moving, but can they catch the other lap with multiple damaged cars? No, but still looking at points and a good finish here. Then we get back to that top 10. How about Chet Barkin, Sacramento native, one of the few guys I know that's taller than I am, 6'4", and he's definitely. And I see that guy in a go-kart. That poor go-kart he's a big guy, but he's just a really cool dude. It's been a long time since we did that go-kart thing, the FSB go-kart thing back in California, back in the day. But he's fighting for the 10th place here, and this is a really good run for him.
Looks like the 27's trying to look at the 9, but with no avail there. As these guys are coming around the track here.
going side by side here. We got Dave Simon's view as he keeps on trying to make that high line work, but no one wants to go with him right now.
And to be honest, I don't really blame him right now. If you're in this pack, you're thinking, hey guys, let's just get to the next pit stop. You know?
Absolutely,
and,
absolutely.
When we come down to those final 10 to 15 laps, that's when things are really going to get crazy here.
Mark
Absolutely.
DeCinza way off the pace there, but was up high. We're definitely not used to seeing the 3 running on 7 cylinders there.
Yeah, he got hit pretty hard in that second wreck, and that was a very long pit stop to fix a lot of damage.
He's
So
obviously got serious
he's hurting.
damage.
Kim Wright checking in the chat. That's Jeff Habbick's girlfriend there, and she says Jeff's motor is sour, so he's running lonesome. That's true. He was caught up in the first one. He took a hard hit. In fact, I think that was the hit that did Will in fact, and not a good night for the 101.
Our motor sucks, definitely.
Yeah, sorry, Kim. She got home from work and found out her guy was already beat up.
Well, maybe they can have a little cocktail after and kind of de-stress. Long week, and Billy Arbol doing what he do, and that is always in the top 10. He's a great driver that hasn't won half as much as I think he could have won. But he's always right there, and there he is in that draft in that real tree Chevrolet pushing. How about Bill Farmer in the 06 there? This is a really good chance for him to get a win here. And you get that anxiety when you start to realize I'm in that lead pack and the rest of those other cars have no chance. These are the guys I'm going to deal with. I'm in a 10-car pack right here, and if I can beat these guys, I can win this race.
You got to remember, Bill Farmer has got that teammate at Fowler, and you know that Fowler wants to win here on Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them. I mean, this is a great opportunity. But, that brings up the anxiety as you get closer to the pits.
Ed Fowler is the secret weapon in our TCR Super Speedway series. He's been on the winning team 2 of the 3 times we run it, and the second time he was with me, and I underrated him as a Super Speedway racer, but he's really good. Man.
4 wide. This is crazy.
Where's
Slim
that
Jim
at?
Gaelic, I don't know if he's got a tire down there or what the heck, even though that doesn't really happen.
No, it doesn't. Slim must have had more damage than we realized from the second wreck.
Wow. He went backwards there. I think he got loose or something. Wow, great driving by everybody. Now they re-gap here and regroup.
Things like that, though, those scare you when you're in the lead pack.
Make your sticker packer, for sure.
And, yeah, I mean, when you're in this lead pack, you think, oh, we're just driving smoothly, and the next thing you know, something like that happens. You're like, whoa, even somebody just coming down and touching that apron, you are like, whoa, going at these speeds, 192 miles per hour, you never know what's going to turn that race car around.
Ryan Johnson got a little apron, turn 1 there, and now he's back in line. He's looking at the 29 there. We're getting back in line. In reality, they're not going to... They want to execute this pit stop. It's all down to that.
Here's what happened. Ed Finley and his damaged car caught the even more damaged 23, while the field was catching the also damaged 101, and everybody had to try and pick a line, and just caused a little bit of a ripple there. Slim Jim Gately, he's going around about 153 miles per hour. And,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, if this was the real deal, I'm afraid he would not be making minimum speed.
Kim Wright, she wants to get in the car here. for a substitute driver, well, sweetheart, what you do is you start out and and just start practicing. Tell them, I'm getting in the car here. Then you apply. Then you get your own rig.
Oh, she knows.
And you apply, and
she's already got her number picked out. She's already got her sponsor picked out.
Far out.
Tower and Kim there. They're gonna get another computer set up soon, and
she would not be the first lady that has run exceptionally well in this league and won races.
Absolutely.
Nicole Johnson.
Yeah, the late Nicole Johnson. I remember racing against her. She taught me quite a bit about super speedway racing too.
She was a studette for sure, and a race winner.
Hey.
Who is this?
Me.
Okay, look.
Why did you move me?
Snowden.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who you are.
Okay. No, I just found this team.
I killed him.
Okay.
He gone.
He dead.
Yeah, who is this? Me. That was weird.
Well, the power is just, oh man, I feel real powerful right now. Well, folks, if you're wondering, we're on a worldwide channel called Team Speed 3, and sometimes people can get into your channel and mess it up, but we have the ability to rather them.
Well done, Shawn.
And Milty. Thank you, Milt. Milt was the one who gave him the boot.
Yeah,
I moved him to try and talk to him. Forgot who the heck that was.
Karen Hansen says Snowden. LOL.
Yeah.
Well, there are people that don't have anything better to do than try to ruin other people's good time, but fortunately, coming up on 16 years of FSB here, we've had to deal with that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty mellow, actually. He didn't say much, so that was...
Yeah, we've seen worse.
We have, but you can't barge into the broadcast booth in the middle of going live here.
I'm going to punch you in the face.
Minecraft Man's 9080 says hello.
Just got knocked out.
Yeah, that's Cody Luke there. Ran last night in the trucks with us.
Far out, man.
Cody, I saw you
What's
had
up,
a car uploaded for this. Why aren't you out there tonight, man?
We're going to be thinking about... Okay, what are we looking at here? We're still at... we're at 36 laps here, so... But it's still going to be... pit stops are going to be coming here pretty soon, I think.
Right now, you have 1 in 11 chance to win this race.
Basically, yeah, that's it. And that's what the great thing about Super Speedway. Me and Dog were texting back and forth tonight. He's been fortunate to win some big races on speedways, and the thing he said was exactly right. You got to get through that first pit stop, miss the big one, get up there without any damage, and then see what happens.
Well, we got some action going on here.
What was
Looks
that all
like
about?
Fowler. Fowler's.
Pitting. That's
we
he's
got
going
pit
to pit.
stops.
Green flag pit stops.
There they go. They're all the 42, the 00, the 10. No, excuse me. Those aren't the lead lap cars, so. Okay.
Yeah, yep, those are all lead lap cars. Let's see who comes out first here.
The leader cars. Okay, now we got the 99. Everybody's pitting here. Gonna be 47 of 80.
Let's see who comes out of the pits
That's
first.
33. That's in the pit window. You can go 16 or.
Oh, a little bit
18.
of collision on pit road, but coming out, it's going to be Ken Hansen first. Looks like Dan Irvine was second, and Fowler was right behind him in third.
Boy. Great job. Great camera work there, Shawn.
Oh, I see someone spinning back there.
This is what these guys don't want to see is the yellow.
Well, if you're those leaders that just pitted right now, yeah, no, you do not. And that's one of the risks you take coming out of pit road first, is going into pit road first.
Ryan Johnson out of P2 had to go around the 55 of Evan Castle and executed that. That is so hard. Drivers, Dano, Will, you know how hard it is when you get discombobulated with your running order and you have to go around another car to get into your stall.
Yeah, it's the worst, and that can absolutely be the killer. But that's where that thing we were talking about before, with knowing what gap to that you need to hold on to the draft, can come into play if you've got a teammate to help.
So remember that. So remember that 10 car pack that we had before? Well, it's now just shrunk down to 5. We got Ken Hansen.
There we go. We got Pitts and we got. Wow.
Yep, we got a whole lot going on here on the track as green flag pit stops roll through. And green flag pit stops can be quite confusing when you're a driver and a spectator, because right now you never know who's really going to be in first on the pole here, as it's constantly changing. But as we see in a couple laps here, things should shake out. And if there's no cautions, that would put Ken Hansen back in the lead with Dan Irvine, the 27, in second. Dog in third with the 108.
Wow,
Fowler
great
in fourth.
stop by him.
Absolutely, and looks like Hale, Yarborough, and Ryan Johnson, they're going to be able to hold on to this pack. So
Yeah, absolutely.
that 10-car pack actually
guys.
becomes
They're a big
8.
concern, yeah.
And then there was 8.
And then there was 8.
That's
Yeah,
how it goes.
the losers on that exchange. Sorry to call them that, but just mean that you lost on it. Is Chet Barkin and Dave Simons? They lost a lot of time. I think Dave Simons. I'm not sorry. I think Chet Barkin was the one we saw turned around on pit road.
Tough, but I mean, this is that. I mean, you know, Chet Barkin's going to look at this and say, you know, this is one of my better runs in a long time, and I really put something together, and that's what you hang your hat on as you try to move forward. Chet's been racing for a lot of years, and great sportsman, great guy. You know, but you know, a lot of guys, if they don't win, they quit. You know, I can't do this. But he has raced, and he's looking for his first win. You know, and but still, he shows up every week. I mean, I have so much respect for that. It's easy to say, you know, I had fun because I won, but a guy that shows up and battles and tries to get better and you know, has bad luck and just shows up at next week. That's a guy.
3
right
wide
there.
here.
It's getting
Got
dicey
3 wide
there.
in this pack. Whoa. And
These
it looks
guys
like
are
everybody's got it
racing.
together.
Look at that.
Yep, they're racing, but you know, right now you might not want to be racing with 50 laps into the books. You know, we still got 30 left. So let's see if these guys settle down here and start forming back in line.
30 left and 1 more pit.
I went back and looked, and actually the O2 car pitted all by himself about 4 laps before the rest of the field. That's how he lost his ground.
Trying to do the short pit, maybe?
I don't know, had he gotten to the front by staying out on the last one, maybe? I'm not sure why he would come in that much ahead of everybody, but he did. Chet Barkin came in with the 54 and the 59. Looked like he had a good inch. Oh, Chet was running 10 miles per hour under the speed limit most of the way down to his pit box. That's what cost him.
That'll kill you.
Fowler
Maybe.
and Farmer right here are lined up, and they're sharks looking for the meat right here. They're like, oh man, I mean, this excitement, what it feels like to be a sim racer and be in this point to have a chance to win, because it's so hard. It's so hard.
I'll tell you what, you know, You might be thinking, oh, it's just a game, but you got to remember, you're sitting in your little cockpit that you got there. You got your
Yep,
pedals, you got the wheel. If you got force feedback, you could feel the track in your hands. You know, you've spent the last 2 hours. You came here at 8:30 p.m.
Absolutely,
practicing.
yeah.
It's 10:41 p.m. Eastern here,
Heck yeah.
and you've been driving on this track for almost 2 hours now, and when you know you're this close to getting somewhat of a victory, that's when you start, you get starting to sweat a little bit. Your
That's
palms
why
get
we do
sweaty.
it.
You start shaking a little bit, and that's when the emotions start getting high, and you want to start racing. But again, like I said, we still got 27 laps to go, so everyone's got to keep it in check here, and
That's
keep on racing.
just so well said. Wow.
Those black
That's
cats.
exactly how I feel right now. And I'm
We're
not
going
even
through wide
driving.
again.
Oh, we got lap cars here. These
Going
guys'
3
eyes
wide.
are
They might be
bugging
going
out.
4 wide here. This could end badly. Whoa!
Whoa.
You know, right now, if you're my dad there, Bill Farmer in the 06, you got your shoulders, you got your elbows like to your chest, holding that wheel, like trying to make yourself skinnier if you can, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I have been known to duck in games when something comes flying at the screen.
And I'm sure that's what he's feeling right now. But
baby. Say no game.
Again, hats off to all those guys being able to get through that, and looks like they're coming back here to lap 55.
They're all pros. They know where they need to be. They're still trying to get points, and but driving well there, and exactly. Yarbrough trying to show high. The veteran is trying to see if there's any takers for that high line, and then gets back in line. He's not going to do anything. No, Bill, he's not going to do anything but he's just showing just a little. That's called driver speak right there. Bring the car out there. Show a little bit, like, what are you guys going to do? No, we're not doing nothing right now. Okay. Now Ryan Johnson's going to do it. He's going to go out there and see. You can't do nothing with one car, and he knows that, and nobody's going to challenge him behind. He's going to get back in, but they're starting to get into the minds of the guys in front of them, saying, okay, what are we going to do? Think about me. I'm right here. That's the little gamesmanship that goes on.
Meanwhile, I'll put it on the roof of the 54 car here on the right side of your screen while we watch the lead pack on the left side, and I'm going to step aside and go find my water bottle. I left it somewhere.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go find my Budweiser bottle. Daniel and Will, you got this.
Oh, wow. Dad,
Wow,
Mom,
right.
you let us take it
Boys.
over. Thanks.
Do it.
All right, so we're at lap 57 here of 80, and again, I mean, these guys are right now. You're just clocking laps, just like the real race here.
I think you've got to have a bit more of a game plan here because the top 3 are the team members, 1, 2, and 3, Black Cats.
Oh, are they really? Wow! I did
If
not
you
know
don't
that.
get in there and separate those guys, they're going to be 1, 2, and 3 at the end.
Now, let's
Which
see
I
that-
don't mind.
That 29 is Jeff Hale, and or see, he's in his own team channel here in our servers, so it's not like any of these other guys can go into their main racing channel and talk to him if they need to, but they can always get out and start sending private messages in game, you know, when you start coming down to this wire, saying, hey, want to work with me? And again, these lap cars looking like they're causing a bit of trouble here in the smoothness of this line. I'm sure they'll sort it out, though.
Absolutely. Ryan Johnson being teammates with Jeff Hill, you never know. Those two might get together with somebody and have 3 against 3 there, 4 against 3.
Hey, if you have Ryan Johnson and Jeff Hale get together with Ed Fowler and Bill Farmer, that's 4 against 3, 4 on that high line. Will definitely get past 3 on that inside line. So, especially at this BR track. The BR track.
Absolutely.
What's up? Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. That Jeff Hale knows how to go on the outside line too. He's not afraid of there.
Nope, and I think we can even see there that that as Milt was talking racing speak, you see Ryan Johnson and that 54 car there going high with Bill Farmer, but not really making a move, just saying, hey, we can go high, as in fact, looks like they're going high right now, and we'll see if anybody follows with them there, and I'm not sure if anybody is.
Testing the waters.
Yep, exactly. Testing the waters, seeing what you could work up on that high line, and it looks like they can get a run if they need to, as that 54 is coming up on that 06.
Absolutely. I've seen the winning move made up here on this Daytona BR track. You need the numbers, but you can make it work.
As quoted by the real-life NASCAR racer, Dale Jr., he spoke about these BR tracks in a real interview with talking about his win at Talladega BR.
Yeah, what happened there?
Jr.
Yeah, what he was he had this.
Junior always throws the plugs out there. He threw it out there last week in the 24 Hours of Daytona iRacing. You know, I mean, he's still a big-time sim racer, and he definitely cut his teeth running this game right here.
Yeah, the story behind the Talladega BR comment was he had his spotter relay to Martin Truex Jr. in the Busch Series. Just tell Martin Talladega BR. So they knew over the radio, you know, people would be listening. And Martin would know what that was because he was big into NASCAR 2003. In fact, I remember trading truck setups with him. I was trading truck setups with him and Denny Hamlin before they made it in NASCAR. It's pretty darn cool to see those guys get to the big leagues. But yeah, he said, tell Martin Talladega BR. Martin knew what that was. So Fowler and the 29 Jeff Hale get real close there. But yeah, Martin Truex Jr. knew what he meant. They went high and they won the race.
Absolutely.
Wow, it looks like they want to get up and separate those top 3 Black Cats.
If they want to get up high there, it'll be interesting to see if Bill Farmer follows suit there, if he stays low with his teammate Ed Fowler. And again, we still have one more pit stop here, so there is still got time. And,
yeah, at
wow.
this point, I don't know if I'm so eager to get to the lead for the sake of being in the lead. I think at this point, you just want to see who's comfortable up high and who you can work with up there. And like I said before, Jeff Hale is the Pied Piper. If he sticks that 29 car up there, look at that. All of a sudden, there's a high line.
Well, then, as a driver, do you think, like, Ken Hansen has done everything right so far? He's led this entire race. All he's got to do is execute this last stop.
Hey guys, remember, like we said, the O2 pitted, what did you say, Shawn, 3 laps earlier? Well, he's coming in right now for his green flag pit stop, so that means that in about 3 laps, I'd assume, we'd start seeing some green flag pit stops, no?
We are in the window.
Yeah, we're in the window.
Yeah, next time by, definitely puts you in the window for absolutely certain.
They're going to push it all the way because in case the caution comes out.
Yep, I'll be looking out this chat here, see if anybody... We have our in-game race chat here.
What are you going to do, Will? You're going to go no tires and fuel, or 2 tires, still get 2 tires before the fuel is complete?
I think you're going to go for 2 tires here. You could do 2 tires and still get all your fuel without really losing any time. So I'm going for 2 tires.
Okay, so
and,
who's going
a full tank of fuel?
So who's going for left and who's going for right? What is the sequence?
Depends on what you did last time, really.
Yeah, we know that left is faster than right.
Yeah, that's true, and it's a big deal when on these green flag pit stops where every second counts. And Ken Hansen puts up his pitting.
the leader. Let's get him down pit road here.
Fowler is pitting.
Oh my
That
gosh, this is
98
so
is
tense,
pitting.
man.
Here we
This
go.
is
This is
good.
going to be
This
it right
is
here.
it right here. As drivers, we're all sitting here trickling right now, going.
Drooling.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, look at this. This lead pack is catching up to these I wouldn't call them lap
Tail
cars,
end.
but the slow down cars here.
They
yeah, the
need
tail
a
end.
wreck. They need
And-
a wreck right now.
Well, yeah, well, everybody's going to pit this time. No.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's-
everybody in.
Oh, here we go. Brad Otto stays out. They're locking up. Look at that. Pro
Wow,
racing.
Hansen
Wow.
lost a lot of ground coming in there.
Greg Combs definitely had his first stall there, but great job to let the leaders go by, then then get into his stall.
There we
And
go. We got
Hansen,
everybody in pit road here. Let's see who comes out first.
of course, Ford, the money stop right here. Come on, son, get some. Get some.
Jeff Hale out first.
Jeff Hale out first there. Huge. Something went wrong there with the 9.
Well, remember that 9 came in he came in a little behind. So
So he had to
slowed
get more
down.
gas. He had to get more gas. Absolutely.
And here comes these cars coming back on the racetrack here.
Oh, crushing.
And looks like Fowler comes out first. No, I mean you got Sam Young
No,
there.
it's 29. 29 yarded them all on that pit
Oh,
stop.
really?
Oh,
Wow.
he nailed it.
It'd be interesting to see if these guys catch back up to him here. If they form a nice line, they'll have the numbers to get back to him.
Yeah, he's out there alone with just
Well, they're
80
going
in
to catch
front,
him.
Sam Young behind you. He's definitely going to get run back down, but that was just a spectacular pit stop for the 29
Crushed
crew.
it.
Yeah,
It'll be
sometimes
interesting to see what goes on here with Sam Young. I'd imagine he'd just go high and let these guys by, but you never know.
Well, Sam wants to hold on to that lucky dog spot right now.
Yes, he does.
He's going to catch that draft. If he doesn't have damage, he's in full. He has the right to stay out there and try to get that because he's not holding him up. If he's got damage, then he needs to get by.
Hey guys,
looks
look
like
at
Hale
this
got
here.
it.
We're going too wide again. I don't know if this is a smart move until you catch up with Jeff Hale, but either way, they're doing it. So they're going too wide on the outside, and they're racing hard
Whoa.
now. Whoa!
which is good for the number 9. And
06, Bill Farmer was on the apron there. Apron is bad for men, yeah.
Apron's bad for everybody. And here we go. Fowler's on the outside of Jeff Hale, and looks like Hale's going to be able to hold his ground here. Coming down to the backstretch. And the high
Lap
lines.
cars in the middle there. Wow.
Yep, Highline's got the advantage right now, it looks like. But again, we'll see how this plays out as these now lapped cars either filter to the back of the field or hold their own and start giving pushes to these front row drivers.
Oh boy! Wow, Bill Yarbrough slides right in front of the 9 there. Great move. But now who's going to push up wide and try to make that outside line work?
Looks like
Oh,
that
scraping
29
the
car is
wall
looking for
there.
something.
Somebody was scraping the wall there. No harm, no foul, no blood.
And hey guys, look at this. Finley is
Oh, dogs around.
Oh no! And
Okay,
that's
Hansen
got
is
to bring
on
out the
fire.
caution, if I'm not
It's blown
mistaken.
up. The 9 is on fire.
Leaders are still racing back.
Yep, leaders are still racing back. We got Hale on the inside and Fowler on the outside. It looks like
83 is
Fowler's
in the
gonna
lucky
get some
dog
help.
spot.
Yep, these guys are still racing back here, it looks like. Or no, maybe they're not. These guys are slowing down here, so
Are they now?
must
Okay,
have
I
took
wasn't
the
sure if
yellow.
they took it yet.
The
Yep,
Coors
looks like they
Milling
did.
Ford is on fire. He's done. Get that thing back to the pit, son. Darren Hansen, crap. Yeah, that's absolutely. My gosh.
Does that make
Hey,
us
gu-
officially a 3 for 3 kiss of death tonight?
Well, it makes it. That's racing. Yeah, that's how racing is.
10-4.
Hey, guys.
It can break your heart. You know.
I'm gonna go down to my team channel really quick here and see if I could get anything from Fowler and my dad there and see what they're saying. I see my dad's up there in Racing Channel 1, but he seemed okay in that wreck. Looks like he just kind of drove through it in a way.
We have confusion, mass confusion here.
Uh-oh.
I think
they're trying to get lined
Wow.
up. They're trying to get lined up. And Chip Barkin gets in the back of Ken Hansen as if he wasn't. He's already on fire, and he got rear-ended there. Ken's still going. He's like, heck with it. He can't see. I mean, look at the smoke coming out of that thing. Good thing he's not really breathing that, you know. And now he goes down pit road. No, I think so. Wait. No, he's still on fire and still going.
I don't think he was allowed to pit there. I think the pit road was closed.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, pit road should have closed as soon as the pace car went by it. Opened, rather. But I think he just wasn't sure yet.
Yeah, again, a little confusion. You know, there's always a bit of confusion when these wrecks happen on the start-finish line, as we know.
Yeah, and we got the helicopter view. See what happened
Especially when
here.
you got lap cars, too. Trying to get the simulation tries to figure out where everybody is at.
And, you know...
Alright. Here's the
here, if you
view
wanna show that
from
wreck.
the helicopter.
And
Looks like 108, just, yeah, he was trying to follow the 59 down and didn't realize the 02 was still there. Came down across him. So what happened to the 9 to get into that?
He hit he veered out trying to miss the wreck and like it understeered and he went into the wall. And just that wall damage, well, I didn't see the end of that, so I'm not sure. But I think, unless he hit something after, but I think that wall damage just, okay, here we go. That slap against the wall.
Oh, I see. Yeah, most of the wreck was after 108 was spinning.
That
Most of it was
whack
all
against
just in
the wall
reaction
just
to
broke
the.
that thing.
I think he also downshifted. I think he downshifted too soon.
Oh, well, yeah, if you do that, it's a bad thing. Car's still running, but just, you know, spewing oil everywhere. Oh, just, you know, tough luck, man. You know, if you...
Take one more look here and see what Dave Simons went through there. Not Dave Simons, Dan Irvine. See, he was almost clear and he caught Dave Simons. Just went for a lazy spin. I think he should be okay. You see the pace car drives through him,
Yeah,
but that's not solid.
The
Yeah.
9 is done here.
Yeah, Darren Irvine should be okay. Looks like he didn't hit anything. Pretty lucky there.
Motorcraft crew give him the slit your throat sign and get out the car. So tough luck, Ken Hansen.
All right, so I was just having a word there with my teammates, and they were saying that there was a bit of confusion, but they got it all settled, and it's going to be interesting going back to green with 8 to go. Backstretch rule, as we know, is going to be in effect, so you could go on green, and these guys are just kind of trying to figure out what line they're going to take, and to be honest, they don't really know. So they're going to try to just work wherever they can and obviously try to get together. And I'd imagine that's what everybody else is thinking too.
This is excitement time. When you get through all this stuff, and all of a sudden you're like, I got like 6 laps. I could win this race, you know. Oh boy.
And in case you guys are wondering, Bill Farmer got 0 damage in that wreck. I don't know if you saw, but
10-4.
Nice.
so he narrowly avoided pretty much everything. Which, I know, again, I'm being a little biased here, but
Absolutely.
Chet Barkin, by the way, we missed this in all the excitement. Chet Barkin's back in this fight, as is. I'm not sure if is Dave Simons going to be lucky. No, the 83 of Steve Weber is going to be the lucky dog.
They gotta have some damage, though. Definitely. But Ed Fowler, what a story here. The Mr. Bojangles.
Yeah, we've been light on the Miltisms tonight. That's only number 8.
it's been such an exciting race, Shawn. I mean,
There you go.
It ain't about us. It's
Usually
about
that,
the race.
yeah, usually that increases the Miltisms. But you know, we're gonna go side by side here. Go on board with Bill Farmer there at the tail end of this lead pack. And Ken Hansen is still being scored as 9th on the lead lap. So the crew went out there and they kept that car running. So he's gonna probably hang on for an 11th place finish, which is important in the points.
Well, you know, don't give up. Fight till the
Donkey
fight's
bop.
done. Donkey bop.
At least, yeah, my guy got up 1 in his position.
Yeah, we're apologies to the 9, to the 72, and the 43. We broadcaster jinxed all 3 of you.
Yeah, apologies.
well, we said we were going to talk about every single guy in the stream tonight. So
The
So
lights
who's
are
your
out
pick
on
now?
the pace car. How can you bet against Hale in a situation like this?
I
Yeah,
know.
but Ed Fowler here, he's run the perfect race. His feet are shaking. If they're not, I'm sure. I know mine would be.
Big advantage
pretty
that
sure-
Fowler has right now is that his teammate Bill
Excellent.
Farmer is the tail end of this main 5 or 6 cars here.
Execute
And
this
Bill,
restart.
yeah, Bill can help the line that's
Here
gonna.
comes Jeff Hale down
Oh,
low.
you can't go to
Takes
the
a
left.
down low, the veteran. And he does not jump the start either. That's a great move by Jeff Hale down low.
That might black flag him though. You can't go to the left by NASCAR rules.
sure you can, as long as you don't pass him.
If you get a bumper in there, it'll flag you sometimes.
I don't
I've
think
never
he.
seen that. I don't know if I've ever seen that in this.
I don't think he
simulation.
passed him. I think he's got him, man.
He did him. He's got him.
But hey,
Unbelievable
look at that
start by
high
the
line. You got
veteran.
Fowler, Irvine, and Farmer up there in that high line,
Yeah,
and
this
you
ain't
got
over yet.
you
Come
got
on,
Hale,
come
a 54 car. Of who's that? Is that Yarbrough in the 54 car? And Ryan Johnson at 59, but they got help with
Come on.
the 68 and Francis Dittman behind them.
Bill.
So it'll be an interesting race here.
Think about it, Bill. Here, move out wide now, Bill. I would stuff the 29 right now. Go high.
Teammates are off now.
Yeah,
Yep.
but now they're going back low. So you don't know what these guys are going to do. But now he's still got the opportunity here. You want to win this race. He's not racing for points. You're not going to finish first if you're finishing behind the 29.
No, you're not. And I'm sure as we count down to the wire here,
There he goes.
things are going to happen.
Come on,
He's
Bill.
looking. He's looking. I don't think he's going to go just yet. He's trying to see
Now,
if Johnson's
5
going
to
to go
go,
with
though.
him.
Veteran, he knows still they got numbers down low.
4 to go here now.
Bill's been on the couch for a while, but last
No,
week
it's still
we
5.
saw
Oh, is
he's-
it? All right.
he's
I'll go.
got I mean his skills are not rusty. I mean he was in a position to win when him and DeCinza got into it last week, and here he is again, P2, all over the back of Jeff Hale. They're snake baiting right now. None of them want to show their card, but
Right here, now that everybody's back in line, something's going to happen. We got Irvine going up high, trying to get by Farmer.
3 to go or 2 to go? What do you do, Will?
Man, you're looking for somebody else to go, and if nobody goes by 2 to go, I think that's when you start jumping up high, looking to make moves. You see Johnson.
Gotta, yeah.
Johnson's peeking to see if Fowler's going to go with him, and you know Fowler is because he can't just sit there. People are making moves now. What's going to happen?
Well, Irvine's up top. That's going to block up a lot of other moves from opening up.
But Irvine wants to be in the front.
Yeah, but he's going to end up getting freight trained now.
Is he, though? Looks
come
like
on,
he's,
come on.
Somebody's got to make a move.
There we go. Ryan Johnson looking high.
Ryan Johnson's looking high.
Ed Fowler.
And Farmer's going
Bill
behind
Farmer.
him with the push of Irvine.
Now they're doing it.
There you go. Pick up the draft again a little bit, and there you go. You know, Chet Barkin's trying to decide where to go.
Oh, man, what's going to happen here? We got Ryan Johnson on the high line with Irvine up there.
Fowler back down again. He had a chance there. That chance is gone now.
Yeah,
well, Ryan Johnson working both lines there.
He
just
got
got
that move right there.
Yeah, with Ryan Johnson trying to work both lines there, Ed Fowler just had to move back down to the bottom. He got hung out.
Now Fowler's got room.
Oh!
Oh no! Big wreck.
And that's it.
And that's it.
That's the flag that ends it.
Yarbrough in second. And Fowler in third with Irvine behind him.
Jeff Hill's going to win this race.
What a way to end it, I guess. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I maybe thought he was clear and he wasn't.
Yeah,
but
looks like he got a little help getting pushed across the line by the 59 too, so at least he takes the flag.
Yeah, it's no way you want to end this race, but you know, that's sometimes what happens here at Daytona. As we said, emotions are high. You're trying to do everything you can. You're trying to fit your big car in a small hole, and
absolutely.
And again, we're just gonna wait for this pace car here and to bring them around for the caution. So, looks like Hale's gonna take this thing if nothing crazy happens.
Like a motor blowing under caution, like we saw last night happen to Josh Elliker.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
really? In the truck race at Iowa.
I mean, I've seen it before, but
well, here's the replay of what happened here with the 06 and the 59.
Josh Elliker's probably still in mourning after that.
Looks like the 06 got bumper grabbed on the 05, and it shot him up across the 59's nose.
Yeah, I hate to see that, especially on the last lap here, but...
Well, I mean,
they
were racing for it. You know?
They were racing for it, and as the white flag waves on the yellow... Looks like, again...
exciting stuff.
Yeah, really.
Seeing it across the line, but just a little bump at 192 miles an hour will definitely upset your day, and these guys are going to be going, what a rush, you know. I mean, they'll suit up and show up again. There's not going to be no fist fights in the pits, you know.
How about this, guys? Here's something interesting, you know. We didn't have Slim up front in the number 1. We don't have DeSenza in number 2. And I'm out of it for points. For points, I'm also out of it, and I was in the 3rd spot there. And
but Ken Hansen still with a blown motor hobbled around for what, 9th? What did he get?
No, he got what's the 9th? He got 20th still. So, but
right.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting night for points for sure, and I'm definitely not getting the best of it. But I did not know what a turnout we would have had here tonight.
Oh, wait, apologies to the chat there. My restream chat froze, so I stopped seeing you guys. But I see on the broadcast they're asking if Jeff Hale's driving a Challenger. Well, it appears to be a Ford of some kind. It's on the Chevy body, but it's a Ford. I never noticed that.
and you notice a lot.
I guess it's a Mustang. No, I guess it's supposed to be a Mustang of some kind.
Rachel, looks like we got 17 people in here. That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for checking us out. And of course, if any of you want to join us, you got the website there on the bottom right. You can always sign up, get yourself a wheel and pedals, and
a little
come
bit of
out and join us.
practice.
A little bit of practice, and yeah, this can be you.
And as I said, you could mention that this game is you can get this game for it's not very expensive. So if you want to get a copy of this game, you can sure find it. And you know, you get a
Dan
wheel.
Kasinger checking in there says it's a. I think he meant to say it's a Pinto.
Yeah,
It's a Pinto.
those things catch on fire. You know?
Well, it's a good thing you didn't hit anything tonight then, because there's your winner, Jeff Hale, in the 29 Ford, whatever the heck it is.
Well, we got some guys that haven't been in the podium that are going to be live on the post race here.
Oh,
It's
Cody
pretty-
Luke, Minecraft Man, they're asking.
Pretty cool.
This is his first win, right? Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
This is Jeff
negative.
Hale's first win.
Negative.
No, Cody. Jeff Hale has won.
What a great restart.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best restart in 16 years of watching and racing NASCAR 2003. I think that's the best restart I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'd have to watch it
Telling
again
you.
to see if that counted as a jump, but that was
Now,
it's definitely the winning move.
NASCAR has not flagged him. It is official. Wow. Unbelievable. Perfect timing run. Just really, well, we talked about what Fowler was going through there as the leader, and I've been in that position, but not like that. I've been in a position where they just jumped out on the outside and had numbers, but that was a straight up excellent restart.
All right, well, I'm gonna head out of here, guys, as you
right,
bring
yeah.
those
Thanks for coming
3
up
more
here,
people
Will.
into the booth.
Better luck next time, man, and
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
catch
Will,
you around.
Great
Hey,
commentary.
it was awesome coming up here with you guys.
You had it down,
I think you
man.
should stay around and rib these guys a bit.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I suppose. All right. I thought it might get
Yeah,
crowded
this-
in here with 7 people,
No,
but
heck no.
No, I'll give you my spot. I'll just sit and listen.
Well,
All
according
right.
to the TIG, and he does a lot of racing on his live stream. If you ever want to check out the TIG on Facebook and YouTube here.
Thanks for
he's-
joining
yeah,
us tonight.
He says no jump. He's done that in the past, so I guess it
absolutely
doesn't nail you for it.
great.
See, I've also been black flagged for just getting a bumper to a little bit to the left side on a restart before when things got jammed up. So
I think
That's
it's
weird.
more about passing before the line.
well, that's the thing. I've had
But-
it happen where I did not actually
Yeah,
complete the
it
pass, and it dinged me. Oh wow, that dropped out quick. All
Wow,
right.
really quick.
So we'll let Milt go gather up our podium finishers here, as he has the power, he has the technology.
Wow.
God help us all. So yeah, that wraps up a wild one at Daytona. We saw green flag stops play out. We saw some wild wrecks, and as Milty said, one of the most clutch restarts you're going to see happen at one of these races. He took full advantage of the 10-lap rule that we've that waiving the no passing to the backstretch with 10 to go. Traditionally at FSB we've always kept it no passing to the backstretch period, but in just the last couple seasons we changed that rule so that especially at super speedways when we get these late restarts you can actually make something happen on a restart and not have to wait until turn 3 to make something go down there. And man, I missed okay, I got camera 2 here has the That has your standings, at least for your top 10. So you got Jeff Hale, your winner. Bill Yarbrough hangs on for second place in that 54 car. Ed Fowler on the 05 brings it home third. Nice podium finish for your teammate there, Will.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I mean, it's always good to see the teammates coming and getting that podium. I'm sure he would have liked to get that first place, but he probably needed that extra lap.
Yeah, probably, or the 2 laps, whatever it was there. Darren Irvine fourth. Chet Barkin bounces back, brings it home fifth, rather. I'm sorry. John the Dog Palmer sixth. Bill Farmer in the 06 coming across the line, right across the hood of the 59 of Ryan Johnson. And then the rest of your top 10 were laps down due to circumstances that unfolded. Dave Simons got off sequence with the pit stops, and that just killed him. I think Francis Dittman, the bandit there, our sometimes partner in the booth in the 00, I think he had a little damage of his own. And we'll get the rest of the field figured out once the standings get posted.
Could I ask you, Shawn, Milt, and Will, if you were Ed Fowler and you got the 29 there, what would you have done?
It's hard to say because in the back of your head, I keep calling Hale the Pied Piper because wherever he goes, everybody else goes too. So you're kind of in a rock and hard place unless you've got teammates stacked up. The thing I thought that Ed Fowler had in his favor is that if whatever line he was in, Bill Farmer was at the back of and could push that line. He was able to move around, but it just didn't play out that way. Obviously, Bill got caught up there and brought out that final caution. And we'll never know. Those last couple laps didn't get to play out, and I believe Milty has gathered up our podium. So take it away, Milty.
Well, we haven't seen Bill get back there, but his mic is off. But wow, Jeff Hale, winner, chicken dinner, buddy. What a restart. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. That was a perfect restart. You really jumped Ed there, man, big time. I'm sure he was going, what just happened right there?
Well, first, thanks to Bill for hanging with me throughout. I mean, you definitely got to have Jeff and help, but I tell you what, I've had some rough nights here lately, and I knew we were coming here tonight. I was focused and ready to get it on. Avoided some wrecks here in the beginning, and tell you what, this is one of those nights where it was just a perfect night. I had awesome pit stops. Couldn't ask for anything better, especially that last stop. Man, it just felt like I passed a ton of cars getting in, and I think I came out third, and then eventually got by. And hated to do it to Ed there on that restart, but I was going to see if I could catch him sleep a little bit. And yeah, perfect timing. Didn't cross the line until I was probably 3/4 of a car length behind him or so. But I got to run on the inside on the get go and stayed low and had Bill push me to the end. So couldn't ask for anything better. It was a great run all night.
Awesome. And about that pit stop, man, you came out like a mile ahead of everybody. What did you do there? Did you take a little less fuel than everybody and no tires? Was it just the clean entry or what? I couldn't figure out how you got such a huge advantage there.
No, did the same thing. Just got in really good. That was actually the next to the last stop, I believe. Yeah, I had a great stop. Had a teammate pit move, but fell a little bit behind there. But I knew I was going to get caught back up and run down. But that last stop, man, I'll have to go back and look. Seemed like I was running 10th or so coming in and come out third. I was just went as low as I could and brake hard there at the coming to the line, and it just paid off.
Yeah, we were just blown away.
Well, meanwhile, quiet but solid run there for... Oh, we lost him. Okay, our second place finisher, Bill Yarbrough, is already disconnected. So we'll move on down.
I think he was having a problem with his mic there.
Might be, yeah. Actually, when I heard him talking last night at the truck race, I was like, "Who the heck is that?" Because I don't think I've heard his voice all that much before.
And I mean, what a great finish on the podium. Obviously, you would have liked to have had the win, but just to be able to, I mean, you and your teammate really nailed this race tonight. Got to be a great feeling.
Oh, it was. First of all, thanks to you guys for what you guys do. We appreciate it. And Jeff, I can tell you, you're sitting here thinking, and I heard you guys when I came in about what was going through my head. What can I done? Absolutely nothing. I had to hold my line, as you guys know. I couldn't have blocked him. I figured that he was going to try to get a little bit better of a start. And my restarts tonight weren't all that great. So I figured he was going to go down there, and we just had no help right there at the end. But I wish that we would have had stayed green, because I think it would have it would have been it might not have beat old Jeff Hale, but we sure would have given him a run for his money.
Give him a run for his
Oh,
money.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But anytime on Friday nights that you can come out here and have a top 5 finish with these folks is a fantastic night. Everything has to go your way, and I'm tickled to death with a third place out here. This is probably one of my favorite tracks, and this is the track that I have my most wins in, and I like it.
Yeah, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Daytona, so I understand it. With me, it's I either win, which has been like 3 times in my entire life, or I end up on my roof. That's Daytona for me. But I'm glad somebody likes it, and man, he gave it a hell of a run. I'm sure you would have liked another shot at him, but still a great solid finish there for you. A good showing for the outsiders all night long until Rex got you caught up there. But good job again, and again, congrats, Jeff Hale, on your winner, and Bill Yarborough again had mic issues, couldn't join us here, but he's your second place finisher. Solid run for the 54 car. Don't seem to have the points updated yet, so I can't really run down that. Let me see if that refreshes.
Yeah, I want to congratulate Ed also on the third place finish. Great run all night. I was a little worried there at the end. I knew if I didn't try anything there that it'd be a little tougher to get there at the end. So great job by him, and glad they have a good night.
Racing.
Yeah, excellent. So thanks for joining us, everybody out there in YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch land. Thanks as always to our series sponsor, the Farmer Brothers Contracting, Bill Farmer and the Farmer family, putting up the hardware for this season. Thanks to our Series Evan, Ryan Johnson, league promoter Sam Young, of course Milt Minter Jr., Dan Jones, and Will Farmer joining me in the booth tonight. Always great to have you guys along for the ride. And for FSB Racing Live, I'm Shawn Reap. I'll catch you guys next week.